In this video, we're going to discuss the pattern recognition receptors that are involved in the phagocytosis. We're going to discuss the examples such as C-type lectin receptors, Scavenger receptors. In more detail, we can also discuss the ligands that are used for these receptors. The pattern recognition receptors are those receptors which are present in the host immune cells. They are able to interact with the microbial components. So in this video, I hope, specifically discussing on the pattern recognition receptor, you are able to understand how microbial components, they communicate with the host cells. Before we move on to the presentation part, I have a quick request to make. If you're new to the channel, then please do subscribe to the channel and show your support. In this video, we will discuss pattern recognition receptors that are involved in triggering the process of phagocytosis. So the topic is phagocytosis triggering receptors, especially pattern recognition receptors. So let me write it down, the title, which is PRR, known as pattern recognition receptors. There are different pattern recognition receptors. We will discuss what are those receptors and what are the ligands for those receptors. First in this case is C-type lectin receptor, which is also known as CLR, right? And this is the category of receptors which includes Mannose receptor. So first example is the Mannose receptor. As the name indicates, the ligand for this particular receptor will be mannins, right? And the mannins, they are present in bacteria, they are present in fungus, and they are also present in parasites. So this is the first category and this is the first example. Let's discuss the second example. Very important receptor, which is Dendritic receptor, which detects beta glucan, and that particular ligand is present in fungi and some bacteria. Now let's move on to the third example, which is the CSIR-NET receptor, and it detects mannins, which is present in bacteria, parasites, as well as fungi. So I want you to search for these ligands and receptors and read about these receptors. Now let's move on to the second category, which is Scavenger receptors, also known as SR, and there are two categories for that, SRA, SRB. And for SRA, you have ligands which are LPS, you have Lipoteichoic acid or Lipoteichoic acid, LTA. LPS is lipopolysaccharide. You have lipopolysaccharide, you have lipopeptides, you have beta glucans, as well as diacylglycerides. So these are the ligands or the ligands for Scavenger receptors, SRA, SRB. So this was the detailed description of pattern recognition receptors, their ligands, and their involvement in the phagocytosis. I hope now you have a good idea of the pattern recognition receptors as well as their ligands. All right. I hope the video was helpful for you to understand the pattern recognition receptors, especially those pattern recognition receptors that are involved in triggering the phagocytosis. We have discussed the C-type lectin receptors, such as Mannose receptor. We have also discussed the different Scavenger receptors. In association with that, we have discussed the ligands such as mannins, beta-galactans. We have also discussed the lipoteichoic acid. We have discussed the lipopolysaccharides. So I hope that this video is going to help you to understand this topic. With that note, I have a quick request to make. If you are new to the channel, then please do subscribe to the channel and show your support. Thank you.